What's up, y'all, man? We back with another video, man. If the wind blowing, man, forgive us. Man, I got Wiz behind the camera, man, and stuff like that. And so she behind the camera, and we're gonna get it started, man. So we're gonna go in, man, see what's up, and that's how we're gonna do it. And yeah, we're gonna get in, mic them up, and we see y'all for sure. So what's up, y'all, man? We here right now, man, inside the restaurant, man. We letting them talk and stuff like that. We let them talk and stuff like that, man. But we're gonna be chilling, man. We bringing y'all content like never before, you know. That's what we gotta do. So you gotta make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. We getting content from anywhere. Next time you might see me vlogging with an ant, you know, and a couple cockroaches. And so like, comment, subscribe, man. Hey, that's how we gonna do it, man. A couple lizards, a couple snakes. We getting every type of content, though. We pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you might see me getting content eating ketchup. You know, you just never know. You know, so that's why you need to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, and never miss out on the video. Make sure to follow us on our socials. You know, under the natural wisdom, and that's the natural wisdom. It's too different than the YouTube.
I'm trying to change YouTube one and not letting me in.
Oh, you don't want to do natural no more? Just do natural because it's hard to look away.
Never seen one.
We whatchamacallit, I am a gospel musician, so we got a lot of things bubble up. And if you want to check that out, make sure to go to One Sovereign YouTube page to see all the music videos. And we'll get stuff right. But other than that, man, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna see what's up with him, and yeah, we're gonna do it. And we see how for sure. Y'all, man, we back, man. So we're sitting at the table, man, with the future mayor here, man, Jonathan Senna, man. So we're giving y'all boatloads of content. So you have to like, comment, subscribe for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
My name's Jonathan Senna. I'm running for mayor for the city of Hobbs, New Mexico. I'd appreciate your vote on Tuesday, November 4th. But we're working hard. We're visiting families, and we're telling our story. And I'm sharing my vision for this community, which I believe is our vision, because it comes from so many different conversations that we're having in neighborhoods with city staff. And I believe whenever I presented the vision that I have for Hobbs just within the last month, it was the culmination of many years of public service on the city commission, the county commission, and conversations throughout the community. So there's some good things happening, and I'm so excited to be with you guys today, hanging out with Wisdom. I don't know if she wanted me to say her name, but I'm gonna say it. One of my favorite people, and Sovereign, an incredible young man and an emerging leader who's serving in local media out here. So I'm excited about today and excited to be with you guys today.
Yes, sir, man. So, man, we were sitting here talking, and you were talking something about, you know, the health and everything like that, man. Kind of touch on that a little bit, man.
Absolutely. And I think one of the exciting things about running for office at the local level, that it's nonpartisan. It's not about, now, anyone who knows me, doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative and all that, but it's not about that with this election. It's not about that with people who've supported me. It's finding common ground and moving forward. Every liberal or Democrat I've ever met, every conservative Republican, every independent or libertarian I've ever met, they want their kids to have a better life than they had.
Right.
They want to have good health care. They want to have safe parks. They want to have neighborhoods where they can go out and have a good time with their family and not get shot.
Yeah.
They want to have good jobs and opportunities. And one of the big things is health care. And so for a long time, people here in Hobbs, and this is true, we've got to talk about this, because this is kind of the elephant in the room for the longest time.
Let's do it.
People said, you know what? People, they didn't like Lee Regional here in Hobbs.
Right.
They didn't like the hospital. People would tell me this.
Wow.
One guy told me, Sovereign, he said, if I get shot, he said, drive me past that hospital, hold the wound, drive me to Lubbock, because I am not going to that hospital. People did it all the time. Many people did. We probably all have done that.
Yeah,
Drove right past Lee Regional and gone to North Lee.
Yeah.
And so something had to change. And there were great leaders. Mayor Cobb, Josh Grassham, so many others. The Maddox Foundation. They said, what do we need to do to bring to improve healthcare?
Right.
Well, the big word is we have to be intentional about everything in Hobbs, New Mexico. We have to do it on purpose.
Right.
Max Clampett, the former mayor of Hobbs, he pulled me aside one time in my first year as a city commissioner. And he said, Jonathan, in Hobbs, New Mexico in 1928, there were 2 trees and they were both planted. Well, that meant we had to be intentional. We have to do something here for things to be done. And so that's the same with healthcare. So how do we get healthcare here? Well, the Maddox Foundation brought money, the city of Hobbs brought money, and then for us on the county side, we expanded the Norley Clinic here on Del Paso. We expanded it, brought in more doctors, more nurses, so they could provide better frontline health care for people, primary health care, so that we could serve the community better, make it more healthy, and then when they needed a hospital, that incentivized, it was our part of the incentive from the county side of things to get a new hospital where people could get health care there, then go to a new hospital. A hospital that's not perfect. I'm on the board out there. It's not perfect, but the culture of Covenant coming into the community is very different. They're not about money and dollar signs.
Right.
That's not my experience.
Right.
It's they have a culture that they want to help people. They want to do right. And man, my wife and I, we had our first baby in Texas, but our last two, once Covenant came in, we had our next two and our last two children right here at the hospital, and it was an amazing experience, Sovereign.
Wow.
And I can be real about that. I can tell people, man, it's a great place. They were good to us. The nurses are amazing. There's a good culture there, and healthcare is getting better in Hobbs. And it all came about because Hobbsans decided to be intentional and decided to say, you know what, let's try, let's do something. And we move forward, and now we have a good hospital, and things are improving, and we have a lot of great clinics here, Norley and others, but healthcare is getting better, and it came about by working at it.
Wow, man, and that right there, man, that's great, man, especially to upgrade and give people that, that kind of at ease, because, sometimes a lot of people don't got the funds to be able to go past the hospital, to go out of town, to be able to, have a child or, get the wounded fixed and everything like that. So they want to be able to go to their local city and stuff like that,
Right.
So to be able to clean that up and get it right and stuff like that, man, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
But what a person may ask, why would a person be like, okay, y'all did that in that area, what about in other areas as far as like things with, let's say, for example, entertainment. If somebody want the city of Hobbs to be brought with more entertainment and be brought down here, what can you say, and what ideas you got for that?
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up. That is the great question of today. Okay, for everybody watching online, that's the great question. So, on the county commission, I was on there for 8 years, and it's kind of like my work on the county commission. I worked with a phenomenal group of commissioners. They're good people. But work on the county commission is kind of like the old metaphor, the old example of watering bamboo.
Right.
Where you water bamboo and it doesn't seem like anything's happening, and then one day it grows 50 feet or something like that. Well, with the county, it was about building relationships. It was about partnering, working in Eunice, working in Hobbs, treating all the districts equally. Because sometimes, I think in Northern Lee County and Southern Lee County, sometimes people think, oh man, Hobbs is going to get one more thing. We're going to buy, they have Walmart, they're going to get one more thing if we help. And my attitude was, let's work with everybody.
Right.
And we worked in those areas. Thank you so much, Leslie. We appreciate you. Those burritos look great. Here at El Palomar, what a great restaurant. Thank you so much. Hey, come on, look at that. Look at that burrito. Now, there's some good burrito places in Hobbs. I'm going to be honest. I get most of my burritos from Rico's Tacos. They go to my church. I was raised with them. But look, is that not a beautiful burrito? Look at that. Wisdom, you got to admit, you got one too. That looks so good. That's so pretty. We should just take pictures of that. I don't know if I should eat this. This is just, wow. That is, and they have good salsa too. Oh my gosh. So, okay, so we're talking about entertainment. So we built relationships, and in the last 2 years of my time on the county commission, our chair, he's like the mayor, he's like the leader of our county commission, he said, we need to do something with the event center. Either we need to get rid of it, or we need to fix it up and do something with it. And I said, you know what, I agree. And they said, we're not going to get rid of it, let's do something with it. I said, let's do it. So we started studying, we started working with architects, and I told our county manager, I said, look, I'm terming out December of 2024.
Yeah.
And Sovereign, I told him, I said, look, I need a gold shovel in my hands for a renovation before I leave. And in December 15th, I think it was around December 15th of 2024, we began a once-in-a-generation renovation. $53 million. of renovation development at the Lee County Event Center. Now, I was raised on South Side. That's $53 million is a lot of money where I come from, all right? I come from very humble beginnings. And so with that facility, that renovation there, and it's an oil and gas theme.
Right.
If you drive out there on the Lovington Highway, you'll see it. What that's going to do, we're going to have a beautiful facility, place outside that families can come for fun, taco trucks, a little amphitheater for concerts, local concerts. The inside, we're going to be improving sound. We're going to be having more conference rooms so that we can actually have better conferences and where people can come in and better entertainment. Because once you get the facility done, then you can work on the programming. And for a new generation, the Gen Zers out there, we can have concerts and we can have better events and things that are fun where they can just go out, get a taco with their friends and enjoy some good live music. So that's the plan. We're working on it. We laid the foundation for it. So it'll be, it should be done in the next year and a half.
Right.
So I'm excited. That's a long story with that, but it's exciting.
Yeah,
and
it is exciting,
I'm so
man.
glad for that.
It's exciting to hear, man, and stuff like that. So y'all heard it, man. He got some great things coming and more things to talk about that we're going to talk about too as well. But right now, I'm going to allow them to eat right now. I got my stuff to go. And so...
Okay, this is about to happen. Okay, Wisdom and I are about to eat these amazing burritos, okay?
So they gonna make me, you know, feel a little like, dang, I should have ate mine. But other than that, man, I'm gonna allow them to eat, and we'll get back to you. So we see y'all when we see y'all, man, for sure. What's up, y'all, man? So we just let Wiz and Jonathan get done eating and stuff like that, man. And 10 out of 10. They said it was a 10 out of 10, man. But we're about to see and stuff like that, man. See what's going on. See how everything going, and yeah, man. I'm finna get my burrito and stuff like that. But what we finna do now, we finna go, you know, walk some neighborhoods and stuff like that. And they said walking neighborhoods is good, so you better not be shy. No, man, we're gonna do good, man. Oh man, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, well, yes, man, and we just doing some things, man, and I told you I was gonna come out with a community vlog and stuff like that. Thanks for the community. We still got some things bubbling up. Will's got some things bubbling up and stuff like that, and so it's like real talk, no. It's a lot of things that I got some things.
Okay.
All right, look, but yeah, but what we finna do is go neighborhood walking and stuff like that, you know, and go knock on doors, and let me see. We're gonna do a little bit of that and stuff like that. I only got a little bit of time, man. We gotta be moving and grooving, but yeah, man, I'm giving y'all some insight, man, on the future mayor and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad, y'all. I meant to say mayor. I didn't mean to say governor. I said governor last time. I meant to say mayor, huh? I think a mayor and governor is two different things, stuff like that. But I think it's the same thing. But I don't know. Come here. But yeah. But at the end of the day, I meant to say mayor. You know, so we're gonna get the mayor and stuff like that. But anyway. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we're finna go neighborhood walking. We're finna see what's up, ask a couple more questions, see what we gonna do for the city and stuff like that. And I see y'all when I see y'all, man. What's going on, y'all, man? We back, man. So now we're in the streets of Hobbs, man. Now we're finna get to walking around, kind of moving like Jonathan here, man. So it's gonna be good to feel good to see how you do things and how you operate and how you go about it. And
thank you, man. We're gonna have a good time.
We're gonna have a good time, man. What you got to say about this before we get to walking down, man? How does this make you feel? I know you said, man, you feel excited when you go and knock on doors and everything like that, and having a love for people. So kind of talk about that a little bit before we start going down and knocking on doors.
Absolutely. In running for mayor, we have to understand that we have to take a people before politics approach to everything. We have to make sure we're taking care of our employees, our police officers, so they can better serve the people of Hobbs. And we have to serve the people of Hobbs. We don't need leaders that are legislating from an ivory tower, telling people what to do. And what I love about doing things the right way and serving the people of Hobbs is getting out in neighborhoods, talking to people, finding out what matters to the people of Hobbs. And when I knock on people's doors, I love it because for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or maybe 15 minutes, for that short amount of time, we get to step into people's stories and we get to find out what matters in the neighborhoods. And we find out that people want good jobs. They want good health care. They want to make sure roads like what we see here get improved and get fixed. Look at this. We have right here, these are some of the roughest roads we've had in Hobbs in about 40 years.
Wow.
And it's not staff's fault. There's great people like Sheila Baker and city staff who work out in general services. They're working to make sure this is better and to improve this. But when we're talking and knocking on doors and visiting with people, we find out what needs to be fixed and what people care about the most. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it. And so this is a good part. This is a fun part. This is the funnest part of actually running for office, is going out, giving people a card, talking to them about the issues and talking to them about my vision and our vision as a community. This is what matters. And having that conversation with people and building those relationships, that's how we get good things done in Hobbs, New Mexico.
Let's do it, man. Let's walk forward, man. Which way
I appreciate it. We're going to go this way.
Okay. And so, man, it's because they get a little nervous. So what makes you, like, you know, remove that nervousness, like, you know, feeling like, oh man, I'm too shy and everything like that?
Well, you know, I heard a preacher say years ago, he said, if you ever feel butterflies in your stomach, he said, just get all the butterflies to go the same direction and then just go for it.
Oh, hey,
you know,
that's good right there.
And being like you and wisdom, you know, we were raised in church and being in front of people and, and loving people. So there were times when I was on the city commission years ago and people would say, because I'd go out and shake people's hands and talk to them. I said, well, what are you doing? Are you running for office? Are you being in political? And I was like, no. Being a preacher's kid in church, before church started, I would always go and talk to people and shake their hands before we began, before service started, because I love people. And if you love people, it makes the job fun, because this is where we find out what matters. And this is where you find out how to do the job, is talking to our boss, talking to my boss, which is the people of Hobbs. People say, you're going to run for office so that you can be the boss? Nope. I'm running for office so that over 40,000 people in Hobbs, New Mexico are going to be my boss. So
that's nice right there, man.
I appreciate it, man.
That's the best advice. Advice.
It makes it fun. So we're going to come to our let's see, our first house here. And
man, that's good, man. Just having the love for people, man, can change a lot of things, you know. I believe your heart really got to be there to be able to do things like this. If your heart is really not for the people or anything like that, just humanity, period, some things like that would be hard, you know. And so you can really see your heart when you do this and stuff like that. And that's one of the biggest things, is somebody having a genuine heart and really loving people, you know, because that's huge.
Man, I appreciate that. And I think people in Hobbs are such genuine people. People here don't like fakery. They want genuine, they want real. And what just now visiting with this family, you see good, hardworking people who love Hobbs, who want to be here. And when we can connect and serve them and listen, then we can find the best way to serve the people of Hobbs. And like I said a while ago, the people of Hobbs, they're our boss. And when you run for mayor, you run for city commission, you're running for office to serve people. And that's a great thing. And when you're out knocking on doors, you find out what the needs of the community are so that you can best serve them. And if you don't love people, you're going to struggle in these jobs, because you got to love it. You got to love the people, because man, they're just extraordinary. These are great people. You saw that. These are awesome folks who care. And man, I just love Hobbs, and I love serving, love being here out in the neighborhoods. It's a great thing.
It's good, man. And I did want to tell you, man, by seeing your love and everything like that, that you had to grow in that, because was you always a loving, kind in person, always love people and stuff like that, or did you really have to, like, grow in love?
Man, I think we all have to grow in love. Right. And I had great parents. You know, my dad's a pastor. My mom pastored with him, and my mom passed away about 7 years ago from breast cancer. And she always loved people, and they were such a great example, and something we all have to do.
Right.
You know?
Man, that, and why that's real big, because, like, you were called to do this. And so by you being called to do this, some things, some of us, we can't really step into our calling, because we need to first develop that thing that our calling, you know, that calling takes for us to get there. So, example, you being here and being a future mayor of the city and everything like that, and walking up to doors and, you know, greeting the people, having love for the people. You had to grow in that love, because in order for you to be in this calling right here, love had to be at the point it is now.
Absolutely. You know, many years ago, I remember when I was in college, I was at the New Mexico Junior College, and Mr. Guthrie connected me to my first internship in Washington, and worked for a congressman. and some state legislators. But in 2007, our church, there were students from our church and student leaders, and we went with, it was 180
Yeah.
from the Christian Center Church, and we
Yeah.
went on a humanitarian mission trip to Africa.
Right.
And it was funny because in Africa, they love pop culture.
Right.
And they all asked us if we knew Beyonce, and because we're Americans,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But when we got on a bus in the middle of nowhere, they one guy, he got on. They liked wrestling too, and he said he looked around and he had seen my name,
Yeah.
John Cena.
Oh.
So yeah, he thought it was
It's John Cena.
And so he got on the bus and said, "Where is John Cena?" And he looked at me, and his name was Pastor Levi Dikvatla.
Oh, okay.
And he was so depressed when he saw me. But I'll never forget one Sunday morning, because you're talking about love and loving people.
Right.
We were in Koster, South Africa, at a church, and his name was Pastor Abraham.
Okay.
And their church service is there about 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in the middle of that service, and my heart was breaking for the people of Africa, the AIDS victims and things. But I'll never forget, I was sitting in the middle of that service, and a tear began to come down my cheek, because I felt in my heart that God had put it on my heart to run for office and to serve my community in Hobbs, not just serve in another country.
Right.
And so I came back and ran for office, and I was so grateful to do that, because my heart is here.
You gotta grow. So you got a calling right now. You watching this right now, but there's certain things that you have to develop and grow in for that calling to take place, because you can be a president. You're the next president. But I know president takes discipline. Everything that you need to become the established president, you have to grow in. And once you grow in those places, before you know it, you are next president. You watching right now. You are next, pop star. You are next movie star, actor, everything like that. But it takes those certain attributes you need to grow in for you to get in that particular place for it to grow and be big.
And if I could add just one more thing, there's a lot of people that come from humble backgrounds like I did.
Yeah.
And they said, I don't know any people of influence or people with great resources and things. And they get a dream in their heart, and then they're afraid to step out.
Yeah.
And so they say, well, where do I go? But thank God for mentorship. And right here in Hobbs,
Yeah.
New Mexico, there's a lot of great mentors. And usually your mentors can be a pastor, it can be your priest, it can be a teacher, it can be a professor. People that connect your vision, that connect your passion to a vision and connect you to an actual first step.
That's right.
There's an ancient story we read in the Bible about a guy named Peter. You remember, the biblical story where Jesus is walking on the water. And Peter's in the boat, right? You've heard the story. And he's in the boat, and he says, "Jesus, if that's you, you tell me, and I'm going to step out on the water with you." And it's a powerful story, because Jesus said, "It's me, come on out." And he starts walking on the water. But that first step must have been terrifying. And I think for many of us, we have a vision, we get a dream for our lives, we're like, nah, that could never happen. Oh, it's too big, it's going to cost too much money. And I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, what would I try to accomplish if money wasn't an issue? What would I try to accomplish if I knew I wasn't going to fail? And if we take that kind of attitude to believe that God can use us to make a difference, that the dream that God put inside of us, we can actually get it done if we're willing to take a first step and go for it and learn, and if we're not afraid to fail. Because sometimes we're going to fail.
Yeah, they're right.
And sometimes we're not going to feel like it. I heard
right.
someone say years ago, he was an Olympian, he said, this guy, he had a dream of being in the Olympics. He failed, and for 4 years he got up and he practiced and worked hard, and he had this in his room. It said commitment. Commitment is the fulfillment of a resolution long after the mood in which it was made is gone. What that means is, when you start working hard and you start moving toward your dream, you're not always going to feel it. Sometimes you'll be afraid. Sometimes you'll be tired. Sometimes you'll be sore from practice or whatever. But you still go for it, because you know in your heart that God put something special inside of you, and that you can make a difference if you're willing to work toward it and you're willing to take a step toward it. And that love will drive you, and that compassion will drive you, and you can do great things if you don't give up. It's amazing.
Right. That's right, man. Don't giving up can show you a world of things,
Yes,
so
sir.
I love that right there. But other than that, where we finna go next, man?
Well, man, we'll go visit another house here, man. So thanks for visiting with us today.
Let's do it.
And I decided, no, we're still going to get out and do this. And I had 2 layers. I had pants and I had wind pants underneath and I had a jacket, and I borrowed my brother's boots so I didn't slip in the street. So
Oh,
today is really nice. So this is a lot easier.
It is, it is. Now we finna walk up to this door right here, y'all, and stuff like that. Before we walk up, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button. We're going all that way. We're giving y'all content, loving content. I'm telling you, you might see me, the next content I do may be with an ant. And we just giving you content, you know? That's what I gotta tell them. So we just giving you this content that, you know, a boatload of it. And yeah, we're finna go up here and see what's up. That was good right there, man. Up to 3 houses, 2 people answered, man. So that's good right there.
Oh yeah, we're having a lot of fun today. This is
Yeah.
the funnest part of a campaign, is door knocking and talking to people and finding out what matters
Man.
most to people.
And that's what's good, man. This is how you go about it, and this is how you get things done. And hey, man, okay, what I do got to say is that for anybody that's, you know, want to be a future mayor of their, you know, hometown, you know, city, wherever place they in, whether they be Hobbs, you know, wherever they're watching from, what can you inspire them? What can you tell them for somebody, you know, looking at you right now?
Friends to this day. Well, we were in Mrs. Ramirez's 2nd grade class. It was 1988, and Vice President Bush was running against Governor Michael Dukakis. Well, Mrs. Ramirez looked around the classroom. She said, "Guys, we're going to have a classroom election." And so what she did was she said, Ricardo, my friend Ricardo Lanchondo, she said, "You're going to be Michael Dukakis." And she said, "Jonathan, you're going to be Vice President Bush." I don't know why she picked me to be Bush. Maybe because I was the whitest dude in class. I don't know. But I said, all right. I didn't know anything about politics. I was 7 years old. Went home, came back. I was talking about a strong national defense and values. And we had an election, and Bush lost. Well, Bush probably was not going to be winning at Southern Heights Elementary School.
Right.
But I went home, and that election in 1988, I was in 2nd grade in South Hobbs, went to my grandparents' house on Pennington Street in Little Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And I said, wait, the election results are coming in. Let's check it out. I was interested because a teacher inspired me.
Wow.
So I watched it, saw that Bush won, and I was fascinated for life with government. And I think that, in answer to your question, talk to a teacher. Talk to a local political party. If you're Democrat, talk to Trish Reese out at the Democratic Party. If you're Republican, call Carol Parrish. I'll give you her number. You can come out here, find a candidate that you believe in, knock on doors with them, work on mailers, make phone calls. You can start serving somewhere and see if you like it. But you can make a difference right where you are. And if you're in college, apply for an internship. Mr. Guthrie, who runs Option Inc., he's a former CPA, he connected me to my first internship in Washington, D.C. I was 20 years old, went to go work for U.S. Senator Pete Domenici right from Hobbs. And it was because I connected with a mentor. And then there's other things you can do. You can serve in the community. And when you start serving somewhere, you can get connected. Food's the best. And we have great Mexican food. We have great food of different kinds. So anyway, El Palomad's good.
There you go right there. Now we finna get into some more things, get into it, and I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all for sure.
All right, and then there's a camera rolling. See, we didn't even. All right. So we're hanging out with Keisha, and she says she has some questions for me. Now we did not prepare in advance. Okay, so God help me, but let's see.
Community guys out and about. So I'm gonna ask him some questions.
All right,
Okay,
let's
here we
see,
go.
let's see.
Okay, and I went to my Uncle John, so Chat GPT.
That's
You
awesome.
can't go wrong with that.
Okay, fair enough.
So let's
Fair
see. Let's see. This will be what's one specific measurable change that you will make in your first year as mayor, and how will the residents know you've kept your word?
Well, that's a good one. And I think one measurable, well, with our roads. Let's take a look out here. Now, we're on a 10-year plan. Year 1 was done for working on our roads, and $10 million was spent last year. Now, before I left the county commission, we allocated $18 million to the city of Hobbs, and this last year in year 1, Sheila Baker and her team worked on different places in Hobbs to improve the roads. So in this next year, I want to continue that. Now, we have to make sure the budget allows for it. Things are a little tighter with some of the gross receipts tax reductions we've had. But what I would like to see happen is for us to put another, if we have the money, if we have $10 million to move forward on road repairs in the city of Hobbs. I think that's something very visible we can do. So I want to see that happen. Another thing is, as we continue to fight crime, one of the things we're going to have to do is work on behavioral health. Not every 911 phone call requires someone getting into the prison system or getting thrown in jail. Sometimes there are people that need someone that's trained to come in and bring down the temperature of a situation. Build a relationship, make sure they're safe, make sure, hey Fred, how you doing? You got somewhere to go for the night. Let's get you taken care of. So I'd like to see, I think we can begin in the next year to begin the development for the new behavioral health facility. Before I left the county commission, we committed $30 million toward that. We have to work out the details of a partnership, but I'd like to see that happen. I think it can help with drug addiction. I think it can help with behavioral health. And I think it's going to help us with some of the homelessness issue. So I would like to see that happen in the first year. Those are very big things. And we have to make sure the budget can work toward it, but those are some things I want to work on over the first year. So, but hold me to it. We're going to continue to work on it. We always have to work within the confines of our budget. People don't want us overspending or wasting money. Making sure we're doing the best we can with it. And then a third thing, I want to help change things at the police department. The morale's down. We need to build them up. We need a diverse group of police officers. We need a group of police officers that are trained well. That I would like to see them start getting some of this training that we see in Albuquerque where it's called de-escalation training, where you can build relationships. If we can build the morale there, get more police officers, then we can get them building relationships in the community and making our streets safer. So those are a few things I want to work on. So does that answer the question?
That answers
okay.
That answers that question.
Okay, all right.
And it really segued into my last question is what's on your heart for the city of Hobbs.
Absolutely.
So you touch the parts that we want to and we're interested in.
Thank you. So, well, man, those are great questions. And I appreciate that because coming out and talking, because if you'll give me the chance to be the mayor of Hobbs and you vote for me and let me do that, I'm going to be working for you. You're going to be my boss right here from your house. So my boss just spoke today and told me about some of the things that matter to her. And Keisha, I'm so grateful. It means so much. Thank you for that.
We're going to
get back to you. We're going to get into everything else.
But thank you. That's a compliment to me.
Hey, what's going on, y'all, man? We came to a stopping point, and it was good. It was fun, man. Something that I know a while back, a year ago, a couple months ago, I want to do something like this. Because at the time, I was facing and battling torment of people. And so what that is just being not afraid of people, but just not wanting to go out in the community or anywhere around the world and just say what's up to people, just kind of like duck and hide. And so something like this, man, and kind of help me learn how much I've grown, but also show that what loves for the people look like coming from you. You know what I'm saying? Because we all want to grow in love, because it's by love we can be able to pull somebody to something, transform somebody. It's not all about, hey, stop that. Love. Exactly by love.
When you have compassion for people, I think it gives you a heart to serve them. And you're willing to walk past fear and to have courage and to do right. When you love people and you love what God's called you to do, you can do great things.
That's right, man. That's right. And I love that right there. And before we go ahead and get out of here, man, is there one more inspirational thing that you can say to anybody watching here in the community and also in the world that's watching us right now?
Absolutely. I believe that whenever we tap into the calling that God gives us, I believe that we can do great things that change the world. It was back in 2001. I was in Washington, D.C., this kid from South Hobbs. I got this internship working for U.S. Senator Pete Domenici. And I'll never forget, we went with the chaplain one day and he told us a story about William Wilberforce. I'm going to close with this won't be long. But William Wilberforce was this guy in England in the 1800s. He was a rich, wealthy, affluent person. And one day he began a relationship with God and it changed everything for him. He wanted to go in the ministry, so he went and talked to his mentor, a guy named John Newton. That man was a former slave ship captain, a man who changed his life, decided to serve God and do things differently. John Newton wrote the song Amazing Grace. And you remember that? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. And so William Wilberforce went to John Newton and said, man, God's changed my life. I want to go into the ministry. I want to be a pastor. And he said, nope. Go back into politics and let God use you there. Well, he did. And over the course of the next few decades, God used him. God used his passion and his grit to outlaw slavery in the British Empire. He changed the world because he let God use him right where he was. That story inspired me, and I wanted to make a difference right where I was and right where I am. And so I believe that if we let God use us, and if we step out and do something courageous, we can love people and we can make a difference in the community.
Wow, man. That's lovely. Man, it was an honor being out here, man.
Thank you.
Inviting
Thank you so
us, man, to
much.
be able to do this with you and stuff like that, man.
Thank
It was
you.
great, man. It was fun, man, and something new and something different, you know?
Absolutely.
Most definitely something different. And, man, I hope everybody watching right now, I hope y'all love this video, man. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Again, we will be putting up a flyer up at the end of this video right after this where you can go register to vote and everything like that. And remember, when is it going down?
So make sure you register to vote. We'll put a link on there. And then Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, this year, you can vote here in Hobbs for mayor. I'd appreciate your vote, and we can make a difference together here in the community when we work together. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sovereign. Thank you. I appreciate you, Sovereign. I appreciate you, Wisdom. Thanks for everything. We love you guys.
Got you, man. And like I always say, if you watching this, I dropped it. I love you, but Jesus love you more, for sure.